Oh, now you want to go lay down. You just came over and just forced me. Now I'm turning the camera on. You going to go over there and go lay down. Why do y'all do that? All y'all animals do that shit. You turn around and got all this noise messing with me for like the last half an hour that I've been home from school. And as soon as I turn this phone on, you going to go lay down now. What's that? You knew I was about to record you. That's what happened. Yo, these pets are something else, yo. I've been getting home since when I got home about 11:30. I think somewhere around there. It's a little bit after 12 now. She been bothering me and pestering me the whole time to give her some attention. I don't even know to play with her. I don't even know. Then I turn around. As soon as I turn, she just was in front of me talking to me. And as soon as I turn his phone off, she stopped. Anyway, let me get back off this live because ain't nobody on here. I might sit on here for a few minutes. Yeah, man. Yeah, I go to Ohio Media School. It's in Cleveland. I enjoy my class. You know, I really wasn't watching too much TV. I actually watch a lot of 48 Hours and crime investigation and drones. But I kind of stopped at the friend of mine was, you know, something happened to her. I ain't gonna check it because I ain't got nobody up here viewing. I'm probably watching somebody else. Well, I definitely was trying to get the conversation between me and Vanity because she be on some other stuff. You know, she over there laying down now, so. You know, now all of a sudden she don't want to be on doing pictures. Y'all ever had pets that they be doing everything like kids, you know, and then you try to tell people what they did, and then when the people come over, then they stop doing what they was doing. That's what she does. You know, I don't know, y'all. Y'all see a little difference. I've still been using my top to bottom. And honestly, like I said, I do like something that's different about my face. Probably looks a lot cleaner. I don't know. I mean, I ain't got nothing on here. You know, no filter or nothing like that. I ain't got no filter. What? You know, I do feel like my face is a little clear from top to bottom. I don't know about like the beard's connecting. I'm still doing my work on that though. But yeah, I just got from school and again, like I said, you know, y'all had pets, and as soon as you pull your camera out, they stop doing what they was doing like kids. And you try to tell them, oh, my son or my daughter's walking, and they just stop. You know what I'm saying? That's what she turned around and did. About 45 minutes, she been kind of messing with me since I've been here, following me around the house and doing everything. And I had ordered, you know, ate some snacks. Sat right there and there arguing with me. We got to turn the phone off. She just stopped. You know what I mean? And went over there and laid down. But anyway, what's going on with y'all? Everybody all right? What y'all doing tonight? How was y'all day? Live, subscribe, and like. What's y'all doing today? Yeah, I was using top to bottom. I think it is making my face a little smoother. You know? I don't know, but it may not be growing my beard. But he also gave me a beard oil, detoxifying face beard wash. I stopped that for like I didn't stop. I just stopped showing it. But you know, I just came here on live because I thought Vanity was going to do some talking. I wanted y'all to hear how she be coming at me. You know, she just like a relationship with a woman. You know what I mean? I guess like same thing she had with a man. You know. Where y'all at? Man, they just left me. Don't nobody like me. Y'all don't like me. Don't nobody like me. Nobody want to talk to me. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Arguing with nobody and proclaiming nothing, so ain't nobody want to be on here. But shoot, I'm sorry to be yawning. You know, like I said, I go to school now. I like it. Ohio Media School. I enjoy it. You know, being out here. I made it this class late though because of the weather and conditions and all the road work they doing up there between Cleveland and going towards Columbus. You know what I mean? So I had to go through Akron and all that. So I'm still like learning Ohio. Hey, how y'all doing? Like, subscribe. You know what I mean? Stay on here while talk to me. Let me know what's up. Where you at? Where you from? What you doing? Okay, you. India Macharo. What's up? What's up with you? Where you from? You said, yo, you on the East Coast? You know what I mean? You stretch that out like, all right. Hey, hi, what's going on? What's going on? Anakun. What's up with you? Where you from? Yeah, where y'all from? Subscribe and like. You got a new subscriber. Oh, that's what's up, man. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. About to make more cry. You know what I'm saying? Don't make a nigga cry. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate that, though. Really, really. What's up out the pit? Yo, my man. You. I see you getting a couple shout outs on somebody. You said Cloth Queen. I see y'all doing it. Yeah, subscribe, and like, y'all. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I appreciate y'all, spending a little time on here and the people that even subscribe. I appreciate that. You know what I mean? Where y'all from, though? Everybody, y'all got, where y'all from? Or where y'all live at now? I'm from Philly, born and raised, but I'm in Ohio now. You know what I mean? I said, this message is held for a review. Uh-oh, somebody must have said something they weren't supposed to. You know what I mean? He said this ain't for kids, but, kids can read, too, so, you know what I mean? I'll be thinking y'all getting away with something. Now, what did y'all put on there? You know what I mean? The message is held for review. What was said? I really want to know what that said. I say view message, so I'm going to see what that say. Potential inappropriate message. Oh, all right. I don't know. It's none of your business where I'm from. You're a phone thug. You're a YouTube thug. You know what I mean? All that. It's none of your business. Yeah, I know where you from. You out of somebody's asshole because you coming up here with bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Nick Marsh, 3967. Yo. You know what I mean? I don't care where you from. Not you. I know where you from. Yeah, they keyboard thugs. They type it hard. He probably breaking their keys. You know what I mean? Moving their fingers around. I can tell you what you can do with the fingers, though. You know what I mean? I tell you do with the fingers. What you doing? Hit the keys real hard. You know what I mean? Making faces. Yeah, thank you. That made me laugh, though. You know what I'm saying? What's the 67? Everybody keep pushing this 67. Y'all ain't got nothing better. You know what I mean? I ain't got nothing better. I heard that's just some bullshit. Like, really. 67. They say that's the young crowd doing this new thing. I don't know. That's weird to me, but okay. Oh, you doing the D? Okay, spanker, Ricardo, blow the ass. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, Chad. That's what you should be doing at this time of hour. That's what I should be doing, but I'm just getting home from school. I'm gonna be doing the D one day. You know what I'm saying? Glad you got somebody to do the D with. You know what I'm saying? Holler at you. Subscribe and like, y'all. I appreciate it. I ain't gonna hide this one statement Nick Marsh do. How you doing though, Nick Marsh? You know what I'm saying? I made you laugh too, right? Yeah. No, but where you from though, yo? For real. I ain't minding my business. That's why I turned this on. You know what I mean? Where you from, Ricardo? Y'all y'all ain't got to y'all ain't gotta tell me where y'all from or you know what I mean, where you live now. You know what I'm saying? You know, good looking ladies out there. You know, I ain't gonna lie, man. You go to different states, I remember somebody told me something about Philly got some of the ugliest people, ugly women. I'm like, y'all tripping. you know, y'all is tripping. Y'all ain't never been downtown. Like the feel in the sand. Add a question. Yeah. Y'all like the? I don't like beaches because that's what I don't like. I don't like the sand on my feet. It feel weird moving from under my feet. It just feels real weird, especially when you're in the water. I feel like the ground coming from under you and you about to sink. You know what I mean? The world about to swallow you up. I don't like the sand. I ain't got no beach body anyway, so you know what I'm saying. I got a body be on the beach. Yeah, but I don't like that. Maybe if I did have a six pack, I got a keg though. You can't do a party with a six pack. You gotta bring a keg to the party. You know what I mean? Yeah, but I'm just getting out of school for a higher media school. Like and subscribe. What's up? Yo, out the pit, man. What's wrong with people, yo? He trying to get on here and shake me, bro. They can't shake me. They ain't worrying about that. You know what I'm saying? They can't shake me, man. You know what I mean? They can't. I feel like I done heard it all. You know what I mean? And I'm sure I ain't gonna hear from somebody that I don't know what's going on. Broadcasting media. You know what I mean? Trying to learn the computer. You know what I mean? I really started going for trying to learn how to do voiceover. But it's an interesting class, man. People coming there with all kinds of, a little bit of background. Some of them like that anime. I ain't into that anime cartoon stuff. You know what I mean? But, it's interesting to be like, oh, that's a story behind that. You know what I mean? I used to watch a lot of martial arts. And, one thing about martial arts, they fight everywhere. Oh, thank you, Ricardo. Thank you, man. Thank you, man. I'm going to keep, I appreciate that, man. Thank you, man. Like and subscribe, bro. Yeah, keep a lookout on me, man. Make sure I'm doing my diligence. You know what I mean? It's different because, when you go to school, you're trying to come home with, good grades and make sure you have 8B. But I'm 53. I ain't worried about that. I'm just learning something new. You know what I mean? And I'm trying to do my own podcast and work for myself. Do some live, broadcasting, regular life stuff. I ain't trying to be rich or nothing. I just want to, let people, have their therapy. This is my therapy. You know what I'm saying? And getting out and seeing the world is, ain't nothing to be hiding from. You know what I'm saying? Everybody ain't racist and everybody ain't against you. You know what I'm saying? They be thinking that as long as you stay in the house, you ain't gonna learn nothing. You know what I'm saying? You gotta get out the side of your walls so then you can think out the box. And that's another thing going to school. You see people thinking out the box. You know what I mean? Starting to learn the green screening a little bit. I was in the holograms and projections and stuff like that. So I went there and I started meeting some other people that actually my teacher was like, is that a hologram bag? I'm like, yeah. Not too many people know how it worked. And he was like, man, I was trying to figure out how you can make that work. Oh. Yeah. Y'all splashed me, man, in that white water rafting. I don't know why y'all did that. You know what I'm saying? Y'all ain't had to be doing me like that. Did you like that though? And when y'all was doing the water, it was just like when y'all was doing the water rafting, I just like y'all went to dip into the river, and I just was like thinking about that, like what I mean. It'd be funny if the water splashed on me. You know what I'm saying? Then when I went to laugh at y'all again, it was kind of like y'all went through another little waterway. So yeah, that's what made me think of it though. You know how it is. You try to be creative about it. Same thing with you. You know what I mean? You only work what you got with. Oh, good. They say can't reschedule. No dog never knew tricks, but they're walking proof of it. Oh yeah, exactly. That's what it is, man. That's what it is. I appreciate that. Yo, Ricardo De Flores, I appreciate that, man. Yeah, you can. You know what I mean? You can teach. Listen, a dog don't even speak English. You know what I'm saying? A dog don't speak Spanish. But you turn around there, you get a dog from the kennel. You know what I'm saying? Or a dog out of the street and they coming in and learn everything that you done told your kids to do. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't about that. You know what I mean? So you definitely can treat any dog anything. You know what I'm saying? Dog got over 7,000 sentinels. Like she remembered me after I went in the hospital for 3.5 months. I mean 3.5 weeks. I'm sorry. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, you definitely can treat them. You know, teach them all kinds of stuff. When people get certain animals for certain things, you know, you just have no idea with this. You know, you can't stop the ability to learn. That's why I went to school for something. It's good to meet new people and new perspectives. Yeah, sometimes we get stuck in our own. Yeah, man, like you know, we be trying to call people weird and all that. They artistic, not autistic. You know what I'm saying? And you go in there, and you look at they views, and you're like, wow, I didn't see it that way. You know what I mean? And even in like this movie making, you know, business, like, all right, say for instance, like Shrek, we doing a joint on Shrek. So I don't really want to tell. I want to show it with the class we did, but you know, it's a lot of humor in it. You know what I'm saying? And you know, little things. You know, Lord Farquaad. You know, he's small. You know, he's supposed to be the king, but he little. You know what I'm saying? He got the little Napoleon syndrome going on. And you know, the way they put the characters together and stuff like that. Um, I don't want to tell the scene. You know what I'm saying? I'm definitely going to show it on this show. That's real funny. But you know, uh, yeah. So you know, it is definitely just different perspective. You know what I'm saying? And then you just see how creative people can be. You know what I mean? Put certain things, certain songs, certain things together, humor together. You know what I mean? Was it Ivy, the OG gang? What's up, man? How you feel? How you doing, my bro? How you doing? How's everybody doing? Hey, like and subscribe, yo. I'm glad y'all keep me a little coming. I just got out of school. I was a little tired, you know what I mean? But then Vanity started talking to me. She was yelling at me for like 45 minutes, following me around because she missed me, man. Like I went to school for 4 hours, yo. She act like I went back in the hospital. You know what I'm saying? She showed you so much love. It's like, where you was at? You know, running all over excited. You know what I mean? I've been married twice with kids, grandkids. Ain't none of them. They don't give a damn about where I go, come back. You know what I mean? They don't be this excited. You know what I mean? Neither one of my wives is excited. Man. I go on vacation, come back, they look at me with, you know what I mean? And God bless my wife, she going there. Nah, but my second wife, she did. She was like that, you know what I mean? It was like I come home, it was like she ain't had no brain no more, you know what I mean? You know, she Anthony called my name for everything. You know what I'm saying? You know, you in a relationship too. It's crazy, you know, your appreciation for it. You know what I mean? Sometimes, you know, I might be in the other room, she call me, you know what I mean? And you know, instead of answering, I'm getting up to come to the room. I'm like, yes, babe. Like the whole time I'm walking there, I'm like, what the fuck she want? Like, what the hell she keep calling me for? What the fuck? Shut the fuck up. And then you know, you get to the steps and you go, yeah, babe, what you want? And they like, you ain't hearing me calling you? Well, why didn't I buy it? Okay. Why didn't I buy no tea? Oh, yeah, you know, keep some things clean. You know what I'm saying? You know, you get to the steps and you like, yes, what you want? And they like, you ain't hear me calling you? You like, I did, but what you want? But I was calling you, you ain't hear me. I'm like, babe, what you want? Whatever they say what they want, and them they don't even want nothing. So no, you know, you walk back to your chair like, they ain't even want nothing. What the fuck? Like a little kid, you know what I mean? Saying shit under your breath and you going back to the room, you know what I mean? But yeah, I miss that, man. You know what I mean? I miss that. I ain't gonna lie. You know, my wife passed away from, I want to say, you know, she's diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. You know what I mean? Lung cancer. But it really, she, you know, they killed her with the chemo. You know what I mean? Chemo was just too harsh on her. It went to her brain, caused lesions. Then the day she went to get it out, they had to burn the lesion out. They had to put her back on the MRI, and then they found 9 more. So you know what I mean? You know, I'm not an oncologist, so I couldn't keep her here. You know what I mean? Say stuff, but it's like, maybe I'm like, yeah, right. He said, save, dude, that save money on the light bill with the paint. Yeah, it is. I do. I be cutting the lights, man. I unplug everything. You talking about saving money? If I unplug all my shit, like the refrigerator, not the refrigerator, I'm saying the wash and the dryer. You ain't using it, then unplug it. You don't need the clock on that microwave. Unplug it till you need it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I be trying to save money. I don't play. Yeah, it is. And presently, like I got one light. I had like 4 lights in this joint. I'm like, that's too bright. I started running the room with one light. You know what I mean? What did it say? We like began, but you miss that shit when it's gone. Yeah, man, you do, man. I definitely would say, man, I miss her yelling, talking my name, Mister. Being in my business and doing stuff. She had OCD, so like, man, that shit was crazy. Like, you could never be good for nothing. You know what I'm saying? You could never be good enough, but we all do that. You know what I mean? Okay. Food that tastes like chocolate. All right, so this they told me to say food that tastes like chocolate. You know what I mean? Yeah, my wall's clean, but the rest of my room messy. You know what I mean? I ready to show y'all that side. I ain't gonna show y'all the other side. It ain't that it's messy, you know what I mean? I just gotta redo some stuff. That's all. You know what I mean? Sometimes you getting them, I'm going to school, so sometimes I ain't coming back and clearing myself out like I should. You know what I'm saying? Clean up some stuff. You get a little tired. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, you definitely, miss that somebody missing you. You know what I mean? You had somebody thinking about you all the time. You know what I mean? OCD, she be like, your toothbrush leaning at 80 degrees instead of yeah, yeah. Yo, the blinds is leaning on the ottoman. Could you close that before I go upstairs? I put the pillows on the couch of the diamond shape. She come home like, was somebody sitting there? I'm like, sitting where? Like on the couch? That's what it's for. You know what I'm saying? I'm supposed to remember who sat there and hey, put that pillow back it got 4 inches centimeters off the side. Like, you know what I mean? You can't, man. You could never do enough, man. Nothing was done right. Nothing. She tried to tell me one day, you ain't vacuumed the rug right. I said, I ain't vacuumed the rug right. I said, what you mean? She was like, because you didn't vacuum it right. So somebody with OCD be like, oh, there's ways, say just hate to say it, y'all. But be like, they turned around and said something to me, oh man, thank you, man. Oh, bro, I appreciate that, man. You know what I mean? My man told me I got a good spirit on me. So, you know what I mean? They told me keep that. You know what I mean? No, I don't be trying to fake, bro. This is me. You know what I mean? That's what this live is about. I'm scripted. I'm not trying to, you know what I mean, coming on here acting like something I'm not. You know what I mean? That isn't. I'm regular dude, man. I go to Goodwill, Plato's Closet, Habitat. I don't be giving a damn. I don't care about what nobody think about me. You know what I'm saying? He said I got OCD. And we listen, bro. We all got OCD for real. It's a different deal. But you had to go to therapy to realize that, because I had to get her to go to therapy, which was hard. Because we think we ain't nothing wrong, especially black people. We ain't nothing wrong with me. That's just how I am. But you got to be in the world of other people. You know what I'm saying? So you can't be thinking that what you doing is right, because what you doing is disturbing the peace of other people. You know what I'm saying? That's just how it was. You know what I mean? So yeah, about the vacuum. You know what I mean? So listen. So most people turn around and be like, it is a way to do it. I said, and before I could do, I said, listen, let me finish the story, because they won't be defensive about the carpet. I said, listen, it was commercial carpet. So Berber and commercial carpet, you're not gonna see no lines. So you know what I'm saying? I mean, it wasn't plush carpet, so yeah, you can see the plush carpet, but if Berber and commercial, you're not gonna see no lines. So then they go, oh yeah, okay. But they was quick to defend that. You know what I mean? But we all got OCDs, and I understand it. Like, if I left something that's called organized confusion, you know what I'm saying? If I turn around and left, like I had like my CDs, I can look across the room and tell somebody moved my CDs, back in the day. I don't have them no more, but I could tell you if somebody touched my CDs, you know what I mean? Easy. You know what I mean? I just know what order I had in there. You know what I mean? When you left it there, it was supposed to be a certain way. You know what I mean? But she actually, yeah, won't give nobody a hard time. Just let me do. Yes, that's how I was. Yo, she told me I ain't cut the lawn right. I come from the streets of Philadelphia. We didn't have no lawns. We had concrete. We had no yards. So, when she told me I'm cutting the lawn wrong, I'm like, listen, the grass is growing as soon as while I'm cutting it. You know what I mean? It's gonna grow tonight. It don't matter. You know what I'm saying? I mean, what you talking about cutting the grass right? You know what I mean? Sometimes I had to kick her out the other side of the yard. I had a pretty sizable yard. You want to come home from work, you know what I'm saying, and try to do everything. You gonna pull the grass out of it. I said, babe, I got a weed whacker. Like, stop. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, but when she went to therapy, she really did got the gist of, like, he came back home and was quiet, didn't want to say nothing. She didn't want to take no pills or nothing. She went to work the next day. They had to call me up to calm her down. She always like, I don't know, for some reason you the only one that calm me down. And I had to come into the hospital, and that was the only way she took the Ativan, to calm her nerves down. And then she was like, when she started realizing that she did, was like, why am I like that? And I'm like, we all like that to some degree. You know what I'm saying? Now that you recognize it, she became a man, our relationship became a lot better. You know, um, some people like, you know what I mean? Like, I like my wife as well as loving her. Sometimes you got to like your partner just as much as loving them. You know what I mean? I just want to be liked. Damn, I care about love. My mom love me, my dog love me, my kids love me, but they don't like them. They don't like me. To some ground, I can say them like their decisions. So, you know what I'm saying? It's a deal. Like, I love, like, and I like coming home to talk to my wife. You know what I'm saying? Somebody was always thinking about me. You know what I mean? Did you eat? You know what I mean? I took the food out. Did you do that? Did you cook? You gotta go to work. There was just that partner, that relationship. You know what I'm saying? And I enjoyed her. You know what I'm saying? Again, once is done, it's like, it's kind of hard. Somebody like, you get married. That was my second marriage, and I said then I don't want to get married again. But she liked me and loved me even more. So, you know what I mean? Like, man, if he said, I don't care if I'm liked or loved as long as people are respectful. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's true too. You know what I'm saying? But when somebody like you, they want you to be around them. You know what I'm saying? They don't. Uh, it's like they treating you like the first time they met you. And they ain't love you, but they liked you. They be like, oh, I'm gonna call him. I'm gonna see what time he got home, and see what time they doing this, or I'm gonna do this for them. You know what I'm saying? And it's like being liked. You know what I mean? Can't take that from it. Like, when somebody like you, you like, hey, she's always saying, I think you like me more than I like you. And I was like, you just kind of caused it because I came from of another relationship. You know what I mean? My first wife, so I had to feel that out, but I was just a little cautious. That was all it was. You know what I mean? But I can't say that she didn't like me more than I loved her. You know what I mean? But it was what it was. It's definitely with a lot of respect. You know what I mean? She definitely respect me. The crazy thing is, like, out of my first wife, you know what I mean? We wound up being friends after about 20 something years. You know what I mean? Because we was both young. You know what I mean? And see, I do stand-up comedy. I'm always just trying to make people laugh and feel unburdened. Oh man, that's a great thing, man. I big ups to you, bro. You know what I mean? And I said a little bit how I work. You know what I mean? I just, don't want to see people. I don't be meaning to, but I don't do no stand-up comedy. But you know what I mean? Uh this is, if you live for the applause, you will die for the boss, for the booze. Die by the booze. You know what I'm saying? I don't, you know what I mean? I don't care. I don't be caring about nobody because I don't be trying to, make them laugh. I mean, I do try to make people they day better. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, that little bit of what you said to somebody that know that they ain't being ignored. You like, we human. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we like I said, I having a dog, we treat dog, man. I didn't make it a race thing, but they treat their dog better than they want to treat us black men. You know what I'm saying? But I get bigs up to that, man. That's what you like doing, making people laugh. But I do want to feel like the unburdened. I definitely want people to feel unburdened. And even though in my life I feel burdened about a lot of stuff, but I try not to let it get me down. Like, I've been going to therapy since I was a kid. You know what I mean? Because I had anger management issues. You know what I'm saying? And he was able to tell me, everything ain't to be jumped. I think they call it paradox, or something like that. When somebody yelling at you and you don't know what they saying to you until you understand, you start yelling back. And they might have been like, turn your lights off, you know what I'm saying? Or something like that. Watch that corner. Watch for deer. And they thought you said something else, and you yell back at them, and you know what I mean, because not hearing what they had to say. But yeah, I am like that with people are burdened, you know what I'm saying? Like, I work for the VA. And I was a monitor tech for medication. So, a lot of these guys had PTSD, you know what I mean? And they come downstairs and talk to me. My job wasn't to talk to them, but you know what I'm saying? I respect military, you know what I'm saying? Some of them dudes got drafted, you know what I mean? Some of them ain't want to go. They had to go because of different reasons, you know what I mean? Because, They felt like they couldn't do nothing else, and that was the only thing the life form to have a place to live. But what about the ones that got drafted? You got to be crazy. That's almost like slavery. You know what I'm saying? You gonna fight our war, but I can't get a gun to defend my house. But you gonna take me and put me in the military, and you gonna train me to kill somebody. You know what I mean? But I can't kill somebody to try and kill me. That's unlawful. You know what I mean? Like the law, crazy man, policy. So again, um, yeah, it's just it is hard in his life. You know what I'm saying? He said, "Don't get you started now." It's just for kicks, man. I love it, man. Yo, listen, I'm up right now. I ain't got no job to go to. What you got to say about that? To get you started. Get started. I'm pulling it. Get it on. I mean, listen, man, this is therapy right here. You know what I'm saying? Just for kicks. I say he do comedy, y'all. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. Yeah, somebody another message is helpful review. Hey, listen, y'all, subscribe. Thank y'all for likes, and if y'all like and subscribe and do it all, you know what I'm saying? Do it all for me. Like me, bring me people. Let me talk to you. Let me see if I can help your spirit. Let me see if I can make you laugh, make you smile, or make you think. You know what I'm saying? No, we all here on this earth for each other, man. We don't want to, think that that's what you're supposed to do is help each other. You know what I'm saying? We're supposed to talk. That's why we are animals. We all are animals. And this is why God gave us the mouth to speak and talk. And even some people who talk different language still understand certain stuff, even sign language. You know what I mean? This is what it was given to us to do it. But, we choose to use the words wrong and choose the weapons or things are wrong. Like vehicular homicide, like you just run somebody over with your car because you mad. Like, you know what I'm saying? Somebody is getting the messages held for review. You must be just for kicks. You got started. You must be saying something. Let me see what you said on there. Yeah, man, they're gonna review it. I'm gonna review it. Oh man, listen, there ain't nothing wrong with that. Talk your shit. Just that's what I'm talking. Somebody asked you and they said, talk your shit, Just. I thought my stepmother was Native American my whole life, but just learned the other day she was actually in the military. I guess I totally misunderstood when my dad said she was a Navy ho, not be Navy ho. Yo, yeah, that's funny. I don't know why they blocked that, bro. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why they blocked that. Yeah. Your dad had a good humor too, then. Shout out to your pops, yo. You know what I mean? My pop get on my nerve. He funny though. You know what I mean? He is funny. My pop an asshole, but he funny as ever. You know what I mean? He on his game. You know what I mean? Apparently, but the sad part, like, he been doing heroin for years, and then they gave him methadone. The methadone ain't no better than the heroin. You know what I mean? It's worse actually. You know what I mean? Because it's legal. You know what I'm saying? And he don't know what they putting in it. Then he used to smoke that bud. And then they start, they be throwing that fentanyl in there. You know what I'm saying? He started, he got messed up on that and don't even know. You know what I mean? But then when he find out, he ain't stopped. He ain't stopped getting that weed. I'm like, one time he tried to give me some. I said, I don't want that damn weed. You know what I'm saying? I was like, nah. We got in a little something. You know what I mean? He was a little narcissistic, but you know what I mean? I might try to see if I can do a father and son show. My son stopped speaking to me for like 2 years. You know what I'm saying? He broke up with me for his girlfriend. And then he treat me like a side chick because he can only call me when she ain't around. Yeah, weed helped me get off pills too, man. I'm saying, like, people don't realize that, like when I was eating that, when I had the oxycodone, bro, I would be zooted, bro. Like, first of all, prescription drugs is worse than weed. You ever had the Dilaudid, Perks, and all that, and Oxycontin? You know what I'm saying? But that oxycodone had me stiff in the crib, bro. Like, my wife went to work, came back. She was like, was you sitting there the whole time? And I was like, what you mean? And people call me, be like, you high? And I'm like, what you mean? And I start catching myself out. Myself was speaking in like such a lethargic tone. And when I start hearing it, I was like, oh yeah, man. Listen, hydrocodone. I had that too, man. I didn't have the Perks. The Perks ain't do nothing to me, but the hydrocodone, I had that, and I had oxycodone. And I mean, man, That shit had me messed up, bro. And then after I stopped taking it, I started smoking. I was eating and shit. Because when you start taking them pills, you can't take a dump. It constipates you. He said my dad smoked crack all his on his smokes, and my mom was more into women. It's like they were destined to be at odds. He always chose rock and paper while my mom's scissored. So see, you can joke about the situation. Listen, I be the same way, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I don't hide it. He ain't hide it. The fuck, you know what I mean? Why should I hide it? You know what I'm saying to me? Oh, he be dipping, trying to read a piece of paper for 5 hours. You know what I'm saying to me? Yeah, that's why I said I stayed constipated. As soon as I started smoking, I ate and shit. It that one day, I was like, even my wife was like, "Damn, you." She talking about you finally went to the bathroom. I'm like, yeah. And then I was like, I was finally eating too. Because I would be done, man. And, and all they do is give gabapentin to everybody. I don't give a fuck. What you got? Gabapentin. And I'm like, I found out they give dogs gabapentin. You know how much medicine they get the dogs, the same thing they get your ass. I said, man, that's when I was like, man, these prescription drugs is worse than everything else. Because it's legal. You know what I mean? Like I can't have a gun because I got a marijuana medical card, but I've been having Oxycontin and all the other shit, and oxycodone. But they allow me to have a gun then. I said that's when you know it's bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never see. Listen, weed is the one thing that you can get it blown. Like if something happened, I'm like you just blew my high. I ain't never been blown off of my oxycodone. I ain't even know I was taking the shit. I ain't even know I was high. You know what I'm saying? Or the hydrocodone. Don't even know you be high. Or perks, so you don't even know. Dilaudid, oh my God, it's like wet. You don't even know you on it. You know what I'm saying? So to me, I felt like, y'all denying me for firearms because I smoke weed. But like I said, weed is the only thing you can blow. You can't blow drunk. You can't blow cocaine. You just can't something happen and you be like, oh, when I smoke weed and something happened weird, I'm like, yo, I'm not that high. You just blew my high. Matter of fact, I got smoking games. You just blew my high. You know what I'm saying? So, excuse me. I took that I was 30 years old to do that. Oh, he said I never liked Xans. Yeah, odd man. I wasn't taking. I ain't want to take no of that what they was giving me, but they was telling me it was for pain. See, this is how people get addicted. They say take their medication every 4 to 6 hours. So when you start chasing it, you think you got to be there for 4 to 6 hours. You got to keep chasing so you don't feel the pain. But what is actually, I started realizing like the oxycodone kind of knocked the pain out for a few hours, and then as long as you doing stuff, you know what I'm saying, you can get over the pain by what you're doing. So it's like power over pain, or if you just being active. You know what I mean? Every time I spoke, I got active. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to do something. I wanted to be somewhere. You know what I'm saying? So everybody says a gateway. Shit, I closed that gate. I smoked that weed. That was it. I didn't want to do nothing else. I ain't even drink no more because I didn't like drinking and smoking. Because drinking and smoking, man, had the Rams. You know what I'm saying? He said, if you get the CBP before medical marijuana card, you good. That's what I did in Florida. Okay. Oh, I ain't realize that. You know what I'm saying? But it went the other way around. You know what I mean? I was trying to get that weed, so I didn't know. You know what I mean? But I moved out of Ohio now, so it's a little bit different. The law's a little bit different. But now I just got rid of my medical marijuana card. I was like, I'm gonna find it. You know what I mean? Because honestly, when you go to these medical centers, that weed is worse than actually what you was actually getting, because they can do just about the same thing with the pesticides and stuff like that. You know what I mean? You need to start growing it yourself for real. You know what I'm saying? Or know somebody like an old head this is what they got, this is what they got. Because the weed ain't even the same no more. You don't even feel the same vibe. If I ate, I was taking 300. Oh, wait a minute. What was I picking for oxycodone? Oh, man, I think my hydrocodone was the same way. I don't remember what the milligram was. I had to get off of that shit, man. That shit had me messed up. I didn't even know. People was like, you high? And I'm like, what you mean? They like, the way you talk. I'm like, what you talking about? And I caught myself. You know how you wake up out your sleep and you snoring, or you wake up to see you talking to yourself. You're like, was I just talking to myself? That's how it was. I was as they start telling me, I start catching what it was that I was doing. How they could tell that something was going on. Hey, y'all, like and subscribe, y'all. Keep that on that vibe. You know what I mean? So when they start realizing that, I start catching myself. I was like, nah, I can't do this. You know what I'm saying? And even now, I think I can't remember what pill it was, but I'm not to make the person my wife ahead now. But You know what I mean? Let me say, I was having some fast reactions, and she turned around and was like, babe, that was the fastest sex we ever had. I don't know what you taking, but you gotta stop taking them. I was like, damn, that's the end of our relationship. I said, I can't take them. I don't care what I need it for. I'm not taking that shit no more. I can't get no yams. I ain't taking that no more. I don't care what's going on. If I'm gonna die after this, like you said, I'm not taking them no more. My wife said, They say weed doesn't lead to other drugs, but I got so high one time, I sucked the candy cells out there. It's so stupid, just playing. Yo, hey, listen, it wasn't no gateway for me. My family had lupus, so he was selling them to me for $4 each. Oh, damn. Listen, I ain't gonna lie. When I used to get the Oxycontin pills from somebody, I was selling it out to somebody in like a few hours, bro. I ain't gonna lie, that was like the quickest deal that I ever did. But I was like, I already did it like twice, but it was like, man, you know what I'm saying? It was like, oh shit, you know what I mean? But I was like, nah, I ain't doing that. You know what I mean? Because that's like that, like Bill Cosby. You ain't supposed to take nobody else's medication. They told you that when you was a kid. You know what I'm saying? You ain't supposed to take nobody else's medication. Your mom told you that. You don't take nobody else's medication. So that's why he got in trouble. I'm like, well, he ain't get in trouble because they weren't supposed to take. He paid the doctor. He wasn't a doctor. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I don't know what the drugs was. I can't remember what the pill was, but it was like whatever it was. She was like, babe, that kind of talk. You don't want to hear that. You like, what? What you mean? Like that's been going a little too fast. I know something wrong because you ain't. I'm like, oh yeah, something wrong. I couldn't even cheat with them. You know what I'm saying? That relationship would have been over. They were like, man, I don't listen. No, you go back to your wife. You know what I mean? But I never was a cheater. You know what I mean? All right, man. Listen, man, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you, just for kicks, man. Hey, listen, man, if you ever want to like the bug, man, check me out. You know what I'm saying? And holler at me, man, so we can talk, man. And maybe wherever you do comedy at, or come out here to do comedy, whatever, man. I'll be there to support. You know what I mean? Out the pit. Yo, you have a good night, just for kicks. I'll be up. I ain't got no job. Like Friday, I ain't got shit to do. I'm like every day, I ain't got shit to do. Sunday, I ain't got shit to do. Monday, no, I ain't got shit to do. But I got school now Tuesday from 6 to 10. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. He said that shit hit the ego hard. Don't be telling me about that. Let me go on there. Oh, I'm working now. Okay. Yo, honestly, like, hey, man, working out actually, that's all you need. You need to keep a healthy diet and work out. That's all I can tell you. You know what I mean? I know that, you know what I mean, as far as the stamina, like, you don't really need no pills. You stay working out with a healthy diet. I mean, I don't know, maybe at a certain age that people probably do. You know what I mean? My grandfather's nickname was Coochie. And he was doing this. He was there 70, 80 years old, man. So, I don't know. I mean, he ain't had no pills. But, I mean, I can't say he was healthy either, but, you know what I mean? But, yeah, but, like I said, you just, like you said, all it is, man, you just gotta, I think sometimes, man, again, if you just keep your health, you know what I'm saying, I think in accordance, like, I can't work out like yeah, it is. I mean, it's mental too. So it's out the way you feel about yourself, the way you feel about your partner, you know what I'm saying? And people don't realize it has more so to do with that. Sometimes women be like, oh, because you don't think my butt big, you know what I mean? Like, why they running out getting butt jobs? The thing that's going to keep you. Like, you don't see men running out getting dick jobs. Like, so where's you going to get butt jobs for? Like, you know what I mean? The press job. Like, I don't care if you got braille. You got a fat butt, though. I ain't going to run. You can be like, I don't care about you. You can put that braille away. I don't care. You turn around, you got fat butt. I'm interested. But I'm just saying that's on site. You know what I mean? But, I'm not doing nothing to my body to appease somebody else. If I ain't got it equipment, I just ain't got it. And I mean, if you think about it, you're talking about size matter. Then how could another woman pull your woman? You know what I'm saying? Especially if you learn, honestly, if you learn, not that you be talking about this, but you learn the women's body, like you don't, listen, let me tell y'all, I went to school and we had this lady gym teacher, and she gave us a health class. And she drew the biggest penis on the board and said, you don't need that. She said, we like to see it, we don't need that. But you done tore somebody insides out. She said, all you need is this. I said, what? Sounds like saying to myself, like, what? So she told me that in 10th grade. Listen, every dude in that day, when you talking about health classes, listen, if they ain't listen, I listen. And she turned around, told us about the clitoris and everything else. And we was like, what? She gave, you had to write them notes down if you ain't remember nothing else. I remember her saying that. And like I said, it ain't really about that, bro. It's like, you can have, like I said, if a woman can turn around and take your woman, it definitely ain't about size. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, and like you said, most of it is mental, how you feel about that person. And that's how they can really get off. When women are emotionally and they more mental. You know what I'm saying? If they not feeling you, they just not feeling you. You an asshole. It's probably what reason why they ain't busting up. No, because they don't like you. It ain't they don't love you. They don't like you no more. You know what I'm saying? I remember the dude said, it ain't that he said, women turn gay, and you like, they always want the peace. He said they must not, they just don't like sometimes who's attached to them. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, I mean, we grown folks. We can talk about this stuff at this time of night. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, hey man, like I said, I definitely, appreciate, you know what I'm saying, and missing my wife, man, and for so many reasons. You know what I mean? You find somebody in your life that that got you for everything. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure I got on her nerves. She probably talk about that nigga that made me mad. He made me so mad, but I love him. I just love him. I like him. You know what I mean? She had to like him. You got to make him laugh. You know what I'm saying? You make him laugh. I'm going to say that, man. You could be the worst person. Man. He said you can be the most worst asshole. People just don't like you. He said, but if you make them laugh, they like you. Even they be like, man, I can't stand that nigga. But he funny though. He funny though. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with the chick. You know what I mean? Listen, I ain't got no good looks, but if I can make you laugh while you taking your panties, I take your panties out. Okay, lift your left leg up. Or lift the right one out. Let me help you out with that. You know what I mean? I'm gonna do it. But yeah, man, it's crazy, man. But like I said, I just be trying to have a good life, man. You know what I mean? Like the boy said, trying to take the burden off of people. You know what I mean? I talk to veterans, I talk to homeless people, talk to people at the cash register, make them laugh. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't go to self-checkout. You know what I mean? Self-checkout ain't got no bills to pay for. You know, man, every time you go there's nobody, there's one person running 6, 7 registers. That could be 4 or 5 different cashiers. I'd rather wait in line. I be telling me, I ain't in the rush to spend my money. I'm staying right in this damn line. Yeah, sometimes you can't stand each other in a marriage, but overall love and commitment, that matters. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's basically what it is. You know that person they did loyal. Y'all both loyal to each other, excuse me. And communication. Big thing in it, bro. Big thing in it. I mean, so take this for instance. Say you and your wife, you ain't talking. You go to work. She go to work. And something as simple as the fact that y'all not talking and communicating can destroy y'all relationship, y'all marriage. Why? Because people got a job, they got a job wife, job husband, or just people that you in that job for 8 hours. You can't even say you in your household 8 hours with the person that you know who your spouse is, whatever. So, so let's say the most common thing in the conversation is men leaving the seat up. And a woman be like, well, why you leave the seat up? You know I gotta sit down, and I just fall in the toilet. And you like, well, you weren't smart enough to go in there and see the toilet and put it. So you know what I do? I put them both down. So we both got work to do, and we go in that bathroom. You can't blame it on me while you sat on the uncovered toilet. You know what I'm saying? Like just as much as I pull the seat up to pee, you should have to understand and pull it down to do what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? So I pull it both down so we ain't got no issues. So say you and the person at your job, they talk about that. And because you and your wife ain't talking, you come home and, he said, of course, somebody like they spouse giggling. They be like, what you laughing about? Oh, nothing. You like, oh, okay. Either way, You know what I mean? So now that simple little thing of not telling them, because now you stop talking. You know what I'm saying? Y'all used to be friends, and now y'all ain't friends no more because y'all ain't talking. Y'all mad at each other. So what that does is that put a space in between y'all both. You know what I mean? Because now you not talking about what you laughing about. You ain't talking about your life. You don't want to talk to them because of that. But then that's putting more space and it's putting more resentment in your relationship. You know what I'm saying? And because y'all that communication, they ain't talking. Or, it could be something like, it's something like this. My first wife, she didn't have to clean up. She was the baby, everybody baby that she didn't have to do stuff. I came from a parent home where my mom did stuff, so my dad went out, and so did my grandfather. They went out there, but men, that's what they did back then. They went out. They ain't really, can't say they really spent that kind of time in my household with us and then with their mom because they go play pool. They was in lodges and all that kind of stuff. My mom would work, come home, and then take care of us. And then my dad and my grandfather, they freely go do whatever they want to do after work. So, I came in with the respect, like I felt like, oh, she's supposed to do that. She's supposed to do that. I got tired of washing dishes and shit. You know what I'm saying? I was the oldest, so I washed the dishes all the time. So, you know, and then, I used to get up on the weekends. We had to clean the house. Well, she didn't have to do that. You know what I mean? She didn't have to wash Dracula. And then our first kids were twins. So, what I mean? That was just hard in itself. I felt like I didn't want to change them because the only time I seen females, they naked, like I just felt weird. Like I didn't want to wipe them and, do that stuff. You know what I mean? So I think, not that I didn't, it's just that it made me feel uncomfortable. You know what I mean? But again, we didn't talk about it. You know what I'm saying? We didn't talk about why I should have been home and stuff like that. And, she was a pretty girl. So, what I mean? She was coming at it. She was, I can't say she was used to that, but she didn't like nobody. So that was easy for me. You know what I'm saying, to keep her. But of course, I was her first, so her curiosity, killed the cat, literally, physically. Somebody killed the cat, meow. You know what I mean? Ran her right over. So yeah, and like I said, it could have been a lot of that. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, the attention, stuff like that. You know what I mean? There's a lot of tension, and our communication wasn't the same. You know what I mean? Because now you get mad, you in your feelings, I'm mad, I'm in my feelings, I'm young, you know what I mean? I don't give up, you know what I'm saying? You got something snappy to say back instead of being able to express, how you really felt about the person, you know what I'm saying? And you could have fixed it, you know. Now from us being away from each other for like 20 something years, which is crazy because it was people that was in marriages for 30 something years and one getting along with each other after me and her getting along with each other. And we kind of was like, we've been divorced for over 20 something years and away from each other years, and like we liking each other better than they liking each other who stayed with each other 30 years. You know what I'm saying? They still going through the same stuff. So you don't even realize, and I realized like, I was like, Dad, when I got divorced from me, I think that was both a learning experience for me. I didn't think I'd get married again. Here I met somebody that just meant everything to me. You know what I'm saying? And I wouldn't have had the opportunity to have done that to feel that kind of love. In a sense, not saying she didn't love me. You know what I'm saying? She was in that young way. You probably wanted a little thug. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes I think, that women get comfortable and they start to know you. They're like, I'm getting bored with you. You know what I'm saying? It could be anything. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Again, I was an only, so, it could have been all, like I said, just their curiosity. You know what I mean? But whatever, it's like she regrets it. You know what I mean? She hasn't been in the solid relationship as I've been and been taking care of her. You know what I'm saying? So and again, I'm a good dude. You know what I'm saying? So I think that was what she missed from me. You know what I'm saying? You know, I didn't want nothing from her, but her. You know what I'm saying? I ain't want just because she was bad, y'all. I ain't gonna lie. I wasn't. I was like, oh, I felt like I had the baddest chick, so I ain't had to feel like I had to cheat. You know what I'm saying? He said, "This is my first and last marriage." Hey man, listen. I wish I ain't gonna say that I wish it wasn't. I mean, only because of like the loss of the relationship that I had with my kids, because I had 3 kids, but I had twin girls. They 29, and now my son, he 25. So, I had the 3 kids, and I was always like, man, I'm not having kids with everybody. You know what I'm saying? That's not me. You know what I mean? I wanted to take care of my kids. I enjoyed, my kids. So, from the distance that probably happened is probably the only thing that I resent. But the experience of meeting my second wife, was like totally different. You know what I mean? So, I would never like exclude that relationship that I had because I always be like, man, if I got married again, like you'd have to be better than my wife. Like, she put the cap on it. You know what I'm saying? So I would honestly say I think she probably be my last marriage. You know what I'm saying? But because at some point, like I can't say like I like my freedom or being. Can I say gonna be a single because sometimes you in a relationship, their ideas and they vision kind of draw you out of what you had planned or trying to do. You know what I'm saying? So this is the first time where I'm like alone because my kids is grown and I don't have to take care of them no more, and I don't have to try to take care of somebody that I'm with their problems and issues or the grievances and things like that. You know, uh, so yeah, having is what I mean, having that I get with somebody and is solid or whatever, but I don't still don't see me getting married. You know what I mean? Because a lot of times it's a piece of paper to some people, and then it's a piece of paper or a look to them. You know what I'm saying? They don't really know it's a contract. I mean, you come up missing, I'm the first motherfucker they look for. You know what I'm saying? You're somebody, where's Miss Janet at? You like, I don't know. When she was found over here doing that, they like, well, okay, she bought the bank, whatever. Your credit, everything is on the line. So it has to be a contract. You know what I'm saying? They want like be listen, great. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say no problem with that. You know what I mean? I would like I said, I was younger than you. You know what I'm saying? I'm older than you now, so like I said, I thought the same thing. Um, and like I said, it just hopefully that is it. You know what I'm saying? You found the one. You know what I mean? Like I said, we was young and maybe we both wasn't ready. You know what I mean? Again, like my wife been through life and she was a little older than me, so she probably felt like she did all she was going to do, and she was like she was kind of I ain't gonna say homie, but she liked being a homebody. I like being a homebody. I ain't me to be. I'm being 40. I remember growing up in the hood and like I was still sitting in the bars and I was chilling. Oh man, marriage is they didn't just work. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's a hard ass job. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to be on your job all the time. You know what I mean? Because you got to take the good with the bad. You know what I'm saying? And your caring concern is totally different, especially if you taking marriage very seriously. You know what I'm saying? Um, and you wanted to work. And that's what it is. It's like definitely. It's some stuff that what I'm saying, but communication is like the person got to really be into you, what I'm saying, for it to work. And you got to be really in tune to that person. You know what I mean? You got That's a whole different concern and it does. So I do take it very, very seriously. That's why I said everybody don't take it that serious. That's why I said for me to get married again, they had to know me. You know what I'm saying? I had to know that I could trust them with my bank account, with my finances, what I'm saying? Like I watched 48 hours and was snapped and all that. You gotta worry about who you marry. You know what I'm saying? You gotta know what they're doing. So at this point in age and like the way things economy is, you don't know somebody. Like I used to work at the Veteran Center and I used to tell them, man, you a vet check. You know what I'm saying? Everybody want to deal with you because they know that you getting a veteran check. And man, I don't watch them get played for overseas and all of a sudden be a family member. Oh, you can stay here because they know you got check and they know you got coming. You got disability, stuff like that. People, they bank on that. You know what I'm saying? Don't get it twisted. They got to know how to finance and save their money too. You know what I mean? And how to spend it. And y'all got to be on the same accord. Y'all spending habits got to be on the same accord. You know what I'm saying? You got to, especially if you're like, I don't know, I don't agree with joint accounts. I mean, I drink to some joint account, but I feel like y'all should still have your separate account. You know what I mean? Because your spending has got to be equal. You know what I mean? Because if somebody over there doing this and doing that, you like, well, I got to keep helping and bailing you out. Or now you got credit cards coming and credit bills, and they about to take that, and you don't know nothing about it. Excuse me, and they'll just let it fall because they don't want to tell you they're embarrassed. So that's the communication part. You got to be able to tell them, hey, listen, you can't do this. You got tickets over there. You know what I'm saying? Blah blah blah. We got to pay them tickets, or You know, you got a credit bill, you got this, they about to turn this off. They about to take our house. You got to have that conversation with your spouse. I'm about to lose my job, you know what I mean? Or you got to lose your job. Either way, you got to be equal, and y'all got to be on an equal standpoint. You know what I mean? But like I said, the only make it work is the biggest part is, like I said, communication and trust. You know what I mean? It's definitely a big deal. You know, sometimes if y'all got kids, that's another thing. Um, y'all got kids involved, that's a real big deal. At least you know, maybe you can don't have to stop the co-parenting. But when you got kids involved, I really think y'all should really try to make it work. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's co-parenting, whether y'all can't be together or don't have kids until you know what I'm saying? That's the one bigger thing. Don't have kids so you know that y'all both ready. You know what I'm saying? You know, you gotta put a cap on that bottle. You know what I mean? You just can't be let it spilling all over the place. You know what I mean? Y'all both gotta be responsible. You know what I mean? You gotta be ready for it and knowing that this is what y'all want to do. You can't be having no kids by accident. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's definitely easy with a good partner out to pay you right, man. It's definitely, and I see that y'all smiling, y'all vacation and stuff, man. You doing stuff, y'all got like mind. I hear that laughter, you know what I'm saying? And really, man, people don't realize that laughter goes got a lot, you know what I mean? Because when you finish laughing, there ain't nothing else left to do but cry. So if you got more crying and you got laughter, that's already telling you, you know what I'm saying? That's already telling you where it's gonna go. You know what I mean? You know, laughter is really a big smiling and laughter is a really a big thing that people should be able to do. You know what I'm saying? Subconsciously, and to be able to do that. You know what I mean? You with somebody, you only want to laugh because you just want to be mean. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't like them. You know what I mean? I think like laughter is definitely the key. My uncles was like that. You know what I'm saying? They was always keeping their wives laughing. Sadly, like most of my uncles died, and like three of them died in like a year and a half. For nothing, just natural causes. You know what I'm saying? And three of them passed, and then my aunt passed 4 days before my wife. So in 2 years, I had 5 deaths. Wait, four. I'm sorry. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, 5 deaths. So that hit me hard. You know what I'm saying? Oh wow, 19 years, man. Psh, man, listen, 3 years is rough. So if y'all 19, that's time 8. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Now 8 is almost 24. It's like, hey, y'all making it. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can make it. Y'all can make it. You know what I mean? And listen, if y'all and then y'all still smelling like that, listen, man, y'all just keep making it work, man. Because it ain't even worth it to be out here with these other people and trying to trust them. Shit, you don't even know if these people grew up as a baby girl. You don't even know if they was. Let me see some baby pictures. Like, you people are weird, man. You know what I mean? You don't even know. You like, listen, you don't know who you meeting. You know what I'm saying? And not saying that, you gotta know anything about them, but again, like, you know what I mean? But like, saying that's a good length of time, man. And like you said, you gotta keep it real. Like I said, I see y'all doing stuff together. Big. You know what I mean? Sash Cloud Clean, she do her thing, and you do your doing out the pit. Like I seen that the girl y'all caught asleep, and I don't know what her name was, but she's sleeping on her live, and I said he shouted out both of y'all. Yeah, 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 man. Like you said, I don't trust Easy either. And I done seen some shit too. You know what I mean? Yeah, being I was working with people where the dude was messing with the dude wife, like he started dropping his girl off, and next thing you know, he had the zoo with the boy child with the girl. You know what I'm saying? We worked at Home Depot. The cashier worked in the daytime. We worked at night. So one of the other cashier boys, I thought he was like I don't know. I just thought the boy was weird. You know what I mean? And he was like a dumpy dude. Like, you know what I'm saying? And the other boy was like, worked out. He was a pretty boy. You know what I'm saying? Worked out. You know what I'm saying? He was out there at night. And one day, the one cashier started taking the other one cashier to picking up. And when they told me he was messing with, I'm like, she messing with him. She not messing with him. Man, his sister turned around, caught them at the zoo. And here he was like, and it was crazy because like, he used to come to me and console. I wanted to be a supervisor. And and some of the other people was laughing about it. You know what I mean? I'm like, that's not a laughing matter. Like, that boy kill you for a while. I'd have killed you for my wife. You ain't gonna be, you know what I'm saying, doing that to me and embarrassing me. But like I said, it had to be an embarrassing thing, man. I watched the dude just break down, and like you said, people be like lying and messing around with your brother, your cousin, or you know what I'm saying, and they sneaking this person in that when you go work at night, you know what I mean, or just like I said, out to kill you. Like I said, I be watching Snapped and all these, you know what I'm saying, all these situations where the woman done set up, like the guy let the boss stay in his house. He turned around and they conspired against him and tried to kill him. And then the wife denied it, he denied it. Then the police found that they was texting each other. You know what I'm saying? The next thing you know, they like, man, that's crazy. You know what I mean? Here you gave the boy a place to live, a place to sleep, and then he started sleeping with your wife, and then they kill you. You know what I mean? It was collecting insurance money. Like, that's crazy. Yeah. Oh yeah, man, definitely. You know what I'm saying? I definitely, we'll do that. Like I send that to you. You know what I mean? I send that to you. We definitely gonna do that. We definitely, you know what I mean? Cause yeah, we need to have these kind of talks, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Seriously, like even about family life. You know what I mean? Like yeah, like I said, I've been a lot and I've seen a lot. You know what I'm saying? Stuff I didn't like, I couldn't stop it. Knowing about it, I couldn't do nothing about it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah. What? What? Yeah. That was just listen, that's what got me to smoking. You know what I'm saying? That's what got me to smoke. Because you feel like everybody knew what was going on with you. Then you be thinking of everybody. You know what I mean? Everything, man, my wife was laughing at that nigga jokes like a whole lot. I sure didn't know about him. You know what I'm saying? Who was that? And I never was a jealous person. I never was a jealous person. But like you said, when you had something that happened to you, then you know. But like when me and her got divorced, and I really started seeing a lot of other situations because now I'm out there, and then I start seeing all these people doing the things that he was doing. I'm like, man, that's not cool. Like, you know what I mean? The boy could have killed them at the job. You know what I'm saying? Playing games. You know what I mean? I've seen supervisors and things doing stuff, and he like, or some people mess with certain people. Like, yo, I ain't know they was messing with them. I ain't know they was messing with them. You know what I mean? He was sleeping with the manager. Da, 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 da. You know what I mean? I didn't know. You know what I mean? And like you said, you just be like, wow. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I was there. I remember I was real cool with this girl and I was working with. And I was all right the boy. You know what I'm saying? But the boy was like, I smash, right? I'm like, you ain't, I didn't think he did. So I asked her about it. She was like, no, I ain't dealt with him, blah, 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 blah. And 4 years or 3 years later, she told me, I ain't gonna lie, I did, but it wasn't nothing. I'm like, how you gonna say it wasn't nothing? I'm all defending you, like, that nigga lying on this joint. He ain't do that. You talking about he did that, you know what I mean? And then you finally tell me, like, a couple years later, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't true. Yeah, I did let him, you know what I'm saying? Blah, blah, blah. I'm sitting there like, yo, like, I was so for the way she talked about, but like I said, I just started realizing how the connection was. Like, she probably was trying to get money from him. You know what I mean? But she did say that, because he had a couple dollars. So again, it'd be some crazy stuff going on out there, bro. Like, seriously. Yeah. That's their cousin or whatever kind of lies they done told. You know what I mean? And like you said, you don't know what you doing messing with somebody, you know what I mean, life like that. You messing with your life. You know what I'm saying? Lying to them, whether that was their kid or not their kid. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like you said, it's just sad. Crazy sad. You know what I mean? But like you said, and that's it. You got to build that trust with somebody to know that they, you know what I mean, doing. So that's why I think right now it's easy to be like, nah, I don't want to be mad because I don't want to put too much trust in that thing and what you is and what you're going to do. Because when you want to do it, you want to do it. You ain't going to talk to your person about, hey, listen, I want to see what this other person, or I want to see what's going on with this other person. Once you married, you married. So it's what they do. But if you was friends, you basically be like, listen, this ain't working out. You go your way and I go my way. So if y'all supposed to be friends, you should talk to me and tell me about it. Like, this ain't working out, instead of, doing anything wrong. Or if I'm saying deceiving, I ain't gonna say do anything wrong. You're deceiving the person. You know what I mean? Or what your actions is and your feelings are. You know what I mean? And you just have to, like I said, just gotta both be truthful and like I said, and trust it. You know what I mean? Definitely. Yeah, but I mean, like you said, you've seen a lot, man. So, you don't want to do to you what you don't want done to you. So, and that's just karma. You know what I mean? That's just karma. That's just the way I feel about it. Yeah, that's yeah, we definitely gotta to link up, man. definitely. Um, yeah. Yeah, what was it? What was the name of that? That one y'all caught on live sleep. What was that? What was her name? She shouted out both of y'all. I thought that was great, man. I think that was so spectacular, man. Oh, man, you hit that right there. You hit that on the button. That's true. That's a true word right there. Takes a lot of time to build trust, but no time breaking it. Yeah, it really don't. It really don't. Or on the other person that, because you don't know how long they've been doing it, trying to plan for it. You know what I'm saying? Oh, it's Karen P. Yo, at Karen is yo. That was funny. You know what I mean? But I was like, yo, the fact that she came and got back and gave y'all a shout out, and I heard them little dings, dings. I'm like, okay, they need them to edit. I'm like, all right, that's what I'm gonna turn around and do. You know what I mean? And there was one around and them sent me about the edit. I don't really know how to do it, but y'all had a couple of ideas, man. So that's another thing we need to get together. You know what I'm saying? So here's I got I had a D'Angelo thought. You know what I mean? I said, yo, I was gonna do that, John, man. You know what I mean? But yeah, we definitely gotta talk about it. Okay, yeah, I am. I am gonna check out. That's why I asked you about it because I was like, you know what I mean. I think I did subscribe to it because I was like the fact that she turned around and shouted y'all out. So I believe I subscribed to her. You know what I mean? Because like I said, I ain't even see what the show was about because she was asleep. She's the fuck sleep, so I never knew what the show was about. But when I got on there and I seen that she shouted y'all out, I just thought that was thorough. You know what I'm saying? I was like, wow, that's good. See, that's the good thing about meeting these people on here, man. You know what I mean? Oh, okay. Okay. See, I ain't know that. I could see it because some of the stuff you was sending. I'm like, yo, I ain't know how to do that. You know what I mean? And that's the thing. Like, I'm basically trying to go to school for it. So you definitely can help me out on that vibe. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's a little expensive, but like, I do it through Fastword, but like I said, it's for myself. You know what I'm saying? That I can actually learn it. Because I know I'm so far back behind trying to learn it. Excuse me. So I'm like, I need to get into something different. You know, I do got ideas. I don't know if I ever told you, but I talked my son. I sent his headshots to and talked it about, and I got him on the first episode of the reboot of The Prince of Bel-Air, and then I got him on the oh for sure. Thank you, bro. And I got him on the Hustle, the Adam Sandler John. You know what I'm saying? I talked to him in there. He's at his name is Ramir Frazier. He actually on the scene in the basketball scene, and especially when they was shooting at the end. He had the phone in his hand. He got 76ers jersey on. And the crazy thing is when he went on the set, he was like, Dad, I'm all over. Like, first of all, my son's 6'4", so he gonna get seen. He light skinned, he a big boy. So you gonna get seen. You know what I mean? He animated, he funny as hell. So he said, I'm still learning myself because technology is evolving. Oh, yes. That's what I was also, that's another thing they was talking about in class, that there was so many things that was going on so fast. You know what I'm saying? I'm watching these people edit looking like they was in the Jamaican storm, and you know what I mean, the AI, like my friend also, she does a lot of digital media stuff, like she can do some stuff. And like you said, it's changing so fast, and she like looking at stuff where it looks so real. You know what I'm saying? And it really like, I mean, that's what I think about school. Like sometimes, like you younger than me, so it's like sometimes y'all just, oh yeah, 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 oh yeah, that was it. I got him on that joint, man. And when he got on, he talking about, Dad, you should be an extra too. They need old heads for extras too. I'm like, fuck, that's supposed to mean? What you mean old head? You know what I mean? But you know, uh, but to see him on that set, man, was amazing. The funny thing is, he was like, yeah, they was telling him how many parts and scenes they had him in. He said, so I came in one day. He said, first the cameraman was like, man, I got you all over the place. I got you in this and that. And he was supposed to say, yo, is that Julius Irving? And but it didn't come. So he said he was a little mad because they took it away. He said he turned around and went back, and they was like, hey, take this phone and record the crowd. He said, so I feel like a peon. Like, you gonna give me the phone and tell me to record the crowd. He said, I'm trying to be in the movie, so I'm pissed. He said he was mad. But here he wound up being, I think it's called BOA. I forgot what it stands for, number one. and his name on the credits and stuff like that. So he like, he went back and was like, man, you actually became bigger than everything else. You know what I mean? So yeah, he really enjoyed himself on that set. But that was another reason to kind of gave me when he told me what he told me. But people used to always tell me about my voice, like, yeah, you got a good voice. You should be on radio, and man, you should do this, you should do that. And I'm like, all right, I guess I hate my voice. So, you know what I mean? I guess because I'm a man, I don't, you know what I mean? I don't want to hear it. I want to hear women giggle. Like, I like to hear women laugh. Like, the laughter of a woman is just sexy. Is very inviting. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't want to hear me, you know what I mean, to talk. But, but like I said, and then being on the set with my friend who, she the silent crisis, you know what I mean? It's probably going to be, getting I'm on the programs and networks soon. And then being on the set, meeting them actors and things like that, and you start like feeling some things that you can actually do. So then, I got this being here, I'm on disability, so I'm home all the time. So I just started thinking like, what can I do for myself? And then with Ronnie doing the, I'll tell you that in a minute. When Ronnie started doing the OG network, it was like, it just kind of made sense. Like, you know what, maybe I need to learn this a little bit better so I can get on this network team and then, branch out and, and do this, we can ride this way together, you know what I'm saying? And then I can get hired freelance or, or whatnot to do certain things. So far as my YouTube goal, as far as content, I really do it for therapy. I do it for like what the guy was talking about, the burden and the laughter. I want to show again, I try to be real, so I don't want nothing to be scripted. Well, that's why I like going in restaurants and just feeling the vibe of the atmosphere, people being there. You know what I mean? People scared to talk to other people. Like, why are we scared to talk to everybody? God gave us this ability, as we all are animals, and we the Homo sapien animals. So he gave us ability to talk, and we so scared to talk to each other. You know what I mean? Different ethnicities, you know what I'm saying? They scared to talk to us black people. They scared. They just think we were brutal, you know what I'm saying? And it's not that way, you know what I mean? Or we might be fearing the white people because it's really not possibly that way. It can be that way, and it is that way. The way the veterans are treated, way the homeless are treated. There's some people that's out there homeless, they got a whole mind, they smart, you know what I mean? They're intelligent, they got a story. You don't know what they out there for. I always wanted to be a philanthropist when I was a kid. You know what I'm saying? I grew up, I just want to help people. And then I don't really like seeing people down. You know what I'm saying? I feel like if I can help you, I heard you talking about, I don't know what the situation is when they talked about, stopping somebody from killing themselves. I think if you're in a bad, like physical, and you just can't do like wipe your butt or, stuff like that, and you like, you came from here and have the abilities to do everything. Because I was at that point where again, I got muscle atrophies in my hand. I had that surgery from my C2 to C8. That's neurological issues. You know what I mean? So my senses, my whole right side of my body is either like hot, I feel like freeze. What's it called? Bio freeze. You know what I mean? Where like I feel like it's a hot cold pack or something. Or my whole right side from my chest down to my feet, I can't really feel hot water or needles. It's in the sensitive level is off, and then my right leg sciatica issues. Like I don't know if you can see my hands, but I have muscles in my hand, and then right between my thumb and pointer finger is sunk in on both sides. So I suffer from a lot of muscle atrophy and nerve damage. You know what I mean? I can feel my pinky nerve go all the way to my back. Like I can feel the anatomy of my nerves. I'm under fall what they call it, fall prevention. Like I can I can't even think what they call it actually. But basically like I can fall anytime or lose my legs at any time. Like they told me you're going to be in a wheelchair. Like that's just how bad. They told me my spine was a train wreck. You know what I'm saying? That's what my orthopedic surgeon told me. And basically I got a lot of muscle injuries where I could just, and my legs, I feel like I'm almost paraplegic. And it happened to me like 3 times where I just couldn't move my legs. Whenever you being born, ain't nobody tell you how to use your hands. You know what I mean? You can reach over and grab something and sit. Now it's like I'm reaching over. I had to look at it to grab it, to focus and doing it, moving it with my brain, basically. You know what I mean? I just can't, like if I was driving a stick shift, I would have to look at it, look at the hand, put my hand around trying to grasp it. I got to almost control it with my brain. Everything you got to control with your brain. And then your core. You know what I mean? So it's like it really is a knocked off of sensory, and my sensory is bad. Like if I walk out and the cold water hit my skin, it feel like somebody threw like hard needles stinging. You know what I mean? I was like, what the hell? And this was on one side of my body. So like I said, having to wake up like that or be that kind of this, it's a little mentally damaging. Like, what I mean? I'm not as strong. I was big ant, so I'm not as strong as I used to be. I can't just do nothing, I feel vulnerable, you know what I'm saying? I can't just, I feel like I'm knocking a nigga out. I don't feel like that no more. You know what I'm saying? I gotta talk about it. You know what I mean? So that's the other part even on my YouTube, showing, even if you got disabilities, you can still do certain things, you know what I mean? Your life ain't over. You still got time to enjoy it. You got still time to try to do what you can do. Like I'm gonna go on a journey, like showing my workout, like Seth While Clean, like she shows a workout. I don't know if she stopped that, but I really want to show that too. You know what I'm saying? My journey with working out, and losing weight and not being able to do like I used to do push-ups, pull-ups, dips. You know what I mean? Run on the track. I could tell you, I used to run. So you know what I mean. So now my mental is PTSD is so off that I can't start running because I'm feeling I'm fall. I'm going to fall. So you know what I mean. My mind is already shook that I'm going to fall. So I won't go hard. You know what I mean? Now I don't know if something was to chase me. Somebody was shooting. I might be running fast and I fucking think, but I might be hard lasting. You know what I mean? But I don't have it. But mentally, my mind is not going to allow me to do it. I'm gonna get afraid to take that step and run as fast as I. You know what I mean? I know I got hair in my nose. God damn, that's some old shit. I got cut the hairs in my nose. Damn. But yeah, a lot of little different things. I can't really say that I got anything that I'm focused on. I got a lot of things to focus on. And I think that's also what I'm trying to do with my YouTube. You know what I'm saying? And with it, I just don't want to live as a prisoner in my own body. Exactly. That's another thing. That's another talk to be about. Because I went through therapy, being in there, it taught me a lot. That was another thing I want to do. I want to go to places and rehabs and stuff and give people hope. You know what I mean? Don't quit. I was clapping for people, cheering people on. By the time I left there, everybody knew my name and shit. I didn't even know who they was. I was just supporting them because some of their family wasn't coming up there to support them. You know what I mean? And it was feeling down. It was feeling like, that they couldn't do it anymore. You know what I mean? Like I said, it's definitely a wearing thing on your mind and body. So, you know what I mean? And people don't, understand the support that they actually need. You know what I mean? I had one guy, he came in to get a surgery from, he had burnt bone spurs on his spine. And he said they did the surgery, got the bone spurs off him. He was ready to come home. He said one of the nurses gave him a muscle relaxer, paralyzed his body. He started having to be able to toggle. He had a whole a chair that he had to sleep in and everything else, and he was just toggling his body. He had a little toggle joint and functioning his body. And I mean, you can imagine that, man. Like, you about to come home and they give you a muscle relaxer, some medicine to turn around and froze your body up, and you can't do nothing. Or they amputate your leg or hands, and then they call it ghost limbs. And all you're here to do, 60-something years old, he wanted to get up out the bed, and he can't. You know what I mean? The leg itching or something's itching, and he can't, he had his leg for 60 years, and now you just got your leg cut off? Yeah, that's hard. You know what I mean? So he was like, he said, man, I'm supposed to be fine. I'm up here fucking with him like the fucker. Hey, listen, man, go ahead and do that, man. And listen, we can link up tomorrow. We get the numbers, and like I said, we can get locked into each other and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And you can take me through the editing. You know what I'm saying? The way you do it. You know what I mean? So we can do some, man. This is what it's about. You know what I mean? Reach and teach each other. You know what I mean? I don't want a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? If I did, I'd have a lot of money to get away. I mean, it'd be good, but I'm not at this point, man. Like I said, I done had it and lost it and had it and lost it. I don't, I don't really care for that. I just want to take care of myself. and enjoy my life. But listen, I'm going to shut it down then. Bro, out the pit, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate, let me see who else I had on here before I shut it down. They might go back and watch this, you know what I mean? But hopefully, or subscribe and like. Yeah, we done talked about, I ain't even tell nobody to subscribe and like. Just for Kicks, man, please come back, man. Thank you, so we can, get together on something. Who else I had on here before I close it out? All right, this is Just for Kicks. RV, the OG Gaming. You said, especially out the pit, Ricardo Flores. Yeah. You know what I mean? And the Retractor Jones, man. He was funny. Nick Marsh, 3967. Don't come with that 67 shit, though, but, you know what I mean? We're going to talk about some stuff. And Indiana Macharo. 3814 and Hanaku Kun. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I appreciate y'all. Y'all like and subscribe. Out the pit, it's always a pleasure, my man. We're going to be on the Fracker show soon, but that's what we're going to talk before this week out anyway. So, anybody that breathes by, I'm out. Yo, bro, you and your wife, you have a good night. Peace. Catch up with you. That could be connected to the crime scene. There was a guy in a car.